Hello everyone and welcome back to Marvel Champions, and this is it. We are up to the big finale of the Sinister Motives expansion, Scenario 5, Venom Goblin. Green Goblin has stolen the Venom symbiote and is using it, and it looks a little complicated. He's got some weird mechanics, but he's essentially just flying between each area of New York and is trying to just infect it with the symbiote virus, or whatever you want to refer to it as, and you have to stop him. If two areas fall, we lose. If we get reduced to 0 HP, we lose. And our only goal is taking him out. And he is actually very anti how Miles works, so I think this is going to be the first one we actually really struggle with. But let's go over his details. So, Venom Goblin, he's schemed to attack 2. He comes with steady, which is the bad part. That means he needs 2 of a status effect before it actually works on him. And he has Infest the City if he does either of those. After Venom Goblin activates against you, move the glider counter, I'll talk about that in a second, to the main scheme with the least threat, then choose to either place 2 threat on it or do the special action of that area. This is going to represent where his glider is as he flies around the city doing his nonsense. It starts on Midtown Manhattan, which also starts with 2 threat per player. Lower Manhattan starts with 1 and upper starts with 0, and this is just a reminder for how the rules for this area works. But essentially, one area is active at a time. We can remove threat wherever we like, but if an encounter card or anything we do applies to a main scheme, it means the one where the glider currently is. At step 1 of the villain phase, all of them generate threat, and I think that about covers it, really. Beyond anything else that will come up as we go. So once one of them caps out, you flip it over, it becomes a really nasty place, and if 2 of them out of the 3 are turned, we lose. In terms of special actions, the one up here is either discard a card, or if it's the symbiote area, you discard 4. Here is take 2 damage for each, or if a symbiote environment is in play, you 1 additional damage for each one. And down here is place 1 threat on each scheme, unless there's a symbiote environment in play, and then it's 1 additional. If you generate acceleration tokens, they're area specific. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. We already know who I'm using, Miles in his default deck, which, again, I think he's really going to struggle here. Especially because Venom Goblin spams symbiote minions to attack you with, and I don't think he'll do well with multiple targets. He doesn't have enough allies to help him in his default deck. So yeah, I think this is going to be really rough. But we've kind of been coasting, so we're overdue for a hard one, I guess. Alright, we'll open our starting hand in a second after this quick word from my channel sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
Alright, healthy shovel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we get. Camera, come back into focus. Actually, that's probably fine because it's focusing here. Surveillance team, good start. Gwen, Double Life, Power Within, Field Agent, Dum Dum Dugan. We don't need these 2. I think we can hopefully make use of the rest, especially if I get a double energy card, so let's fish for that a little bit. We'll get rid of those. Well, you know, getting that early might not be a bad idea. Okay, good. Maybe it might be worth investing in this. I'm going to have to think about it, but that is going to be our starting hand. So I have decided I think it's a really good idea to get Sky Destroyer out. I don't know if Venom Goblin has like remove support card abilities. I have played this one with friends online, we lost really quick. I genuinely don't remember. So I'm going to spend that energy, the double energy plus double life, ironically, to play Sky Destroyer. So that one is anytime I play a shield card, I can tap it, and it does 2 damage. So it's just a nice little source of chip damage. As for the rest of the hand, I can either play Surveillance Team, or I can hold on to Surveillance Team and get rid of Gwen to use Power Within, which would let me do Venom Blast. We are definitely flipping up the hero form also, so let's do that. So that would mean I could put 1 stun on him, but it's not going to affect him, but I could hit for 4. And he starts with 16 health in Form 1, by the way. So that would be, I mean, that's a reasonable amount of damage, but it's not a huge amount of damage. The stun isn't going to work on him either way, so he's absolutely getting an attack on me regardless, which is a little mean. I could also just get Gwen out instead. She's got base 2 attack, which is pretty nice. What to do? This I don't think any decision here is going to stop Goblin getting an attack off, but if I have Gwen out, she can take the hit for me. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Power Within and Surveillance Team. Although if I get Surveillance Team out, I would proc Sky Destroyer. So I could hit for 2. Sky Destroyer does 2 chip damage, plus I get Surveillance. Yeah, you know what? I've changed my mind. I changed my mind. Gwen's getting spent, and I'm going to immediately use Surveillance Team, so I'm just going to put 2 counters on it. We'll remove 1 threat on Midtown Manhattan. I played a shield card. It's got the shield keyword, so I can tap, do 2 damage. Miles is going to hit him for 2 damage as well. So that's 4, putting him down to 12. And that is my miraculous first turn. That is it. And we're drawing 5, and then we're getting hit in the face. Miles doesn't do well with actually taking damage, I feel, so it's not going to be good. Field Agent, Homeland Intervention, Government Liaison, Field Agent, Surveillance Team. Oh look, a bunch of shield cards. That's unfortunately you can only tap Sky Destroyer once per turn, but still. So, first things first, 1 threat, and it's on each scheme. Yep, all of them grow by 1. So, there we go. Venom Goblin is attacking us. So he's attacking for a base of 2 plus a boost card. Do I want to block that? Yeah, I do want to block that. So he's hitting for a base of 2 plus, he's hitting for 3, I block 2, take 1. But then we proc his forced response. After he activates against you, move the glider counter to the main scheme with the least threat. That would be Upper Manhattan. And then decide whether or not you place 2 threat there or resolve the special ability. I would have to discard 1 card from my hand. My choice. What could I get rid of? I don't need 2 field agents. I'll get rid of a field agent rather than adding on a scheme or threat. And then encounter card. It's probably going to be a minion, watch. Oh, yeah, there's a minion. So, guard plus patrol. While this minion is engaged with you, you cannot thwart the main scheme. That's interesting. I wonder if you can do it in circuitous means. Anyway, 1 scheme, 2 attack, 2 health. So Miles can take it out relatively simple, but he's going to clog us up with a bunch of minions. So, let's immediately use Homeland Intervention to exhaust up to 3 shield cards and remove 2 threat per card exhausted. That means I'm exhausting this without having to use a counter on Surveillance Team. It is also a shield card. It is just any card, it's not card type, yeah, just any shield card. So we're going to remove 2 threat off Lower Manhattan. Procking Sky Destroyer to do 2 damage and take out the Enraged Symbiote. Because Miles is tapped this turn, so that's used up. Now, what else did I get out? I think we're going to use up Surveillance Team and Field Agent. We're getting rid of a lot of the cards that I want to use, but that's to put Government Liaison into play, which is going to be out of sight, I think, just down here. That's the one where you can exhaust him to make a shield card cost 1 less for whatever you play, as long as it's got the shield keyword. And that is going to be my turn, and I'm going to stay standing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think that was really an effective turn, to be honest. Web Shooter, Swing In, Genius card, Defense Mechanism, and Double Life. That's a good hand. No shield cards, typically, but that's fine. 1 threat on main schemes. This becomes 3 here, so oops, let me just take that away. Goblin is attacking us. I am going to block again. So he's hitting for a base of 2 plus. Oh, good grief. He's hitting for 5 plus an asterisk. If this activation is an attack, this attack deals indirect damage. Well, I'm taking it to the face anyway. So it's 5, I blocked 2, so I took 3. So I'm down to 6. Although, sorry, 5. I'd rather that than have to fight that thing, because that's scary looking. It's Venom with like 4 faces. And then encounter card. Violent Tendencies. Attached to the villain. After the attached villain takes any amount of damage from an attack, give the attached villain a 1 face down boost card. If that attack dealt 3 or more damage, discard this card. So I need to try and hit him for quite a lot. Then, oh yeah, also he hit us. So we have to move this. He's going to Lower Manhattan. It's a lot to remember. Place 1 threat on each scheme. I don't have a choice. Well, actually, yes, I could either place 2 threat on that scheme or 1 on each. I'll place 2 on this. I need a 3. Any 3s? There we are. There. Alright, this is already feeling scary, but let's do Swing In, paying for it with Genius, so it procs our Spider Camouflage ability. That lets us remove 4 threat from an area. I'm going to remove it from Midtown Manhattan. We do Spider Camouflage, so I get a Tough, and I get to put a Confuse on Norman. Doesn't work on him though, because there needs to be 2, but hey, it's a start, I guess. I'll use up 1 on Surveillance Team to remove 1 from here. Just keeping that threat under control. I'm going to spend Double Life to equip Defense mechanism. We're not going to use it this turn probably. That leaves a web shooter in my hand, and I want it in my hand. And I can't do anything else, can I? And I didn't play a shield card. I used a shield card, but I didn't play a shield card. So yeah, that's my turn. I'm not going to bother flipping down because we're tough. Hopefully that's good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I have one card in hand. It's a very quick turn. Global Logistics, Global Logistics, Young Love, Web Shot. Well, there's a chance to potentially do some damage to him, if we can get away with it. So this is becoming 3, and then that gets 1, that gets 1, so that's technically 3 as well, so, or literally 3. Let me just remove those, and let me double check when Norman moves. It is after he activates against you, yeah, just making sure. So, 1 threat in the main scheme, done. He is attacking us. He is attacking for a base of 2, although hang on, he hasn't taken any damage, that doesn't do anything. He's attacking for 2, he's attacking for 3, but Tough eats it. Then he moves, he's moving to Midtown, which is take 2 indirect damage, or put 2 threat on it instead. We're getting low health. I will put 2 threat on it, so it goes up to 3. There, and then encounter card. It's a symbiotic thrall who has guard, which means we can't. Oh, while a symbiote environment is in play again, no, there isn't. So he's just got guard, but that means I can't attack Norman. This is already feeling like I'm not getting any momentum, unfortunately. Let's do Web Shot. I'll spend a Global Logistics in Young Love to do Web Shot, which means I'm using a wildcard resource, because Young Love has a wildcard resource, so I can say it's using energy, which means we get to do Venom Blast. It's 4 damage, so I'll take out the Thrall with that. We get to resolve Venom Blast, which is 2 plus stun. So I'm doing that on Norman, so let's just see here. After attacks, villain takes any amount of damage, give him a boost card. So it's not an encounter card, it's a boost card. Oh, I also forgot to move him. No, did I? Did I move him at the end of that last turn? I don't think I did I? What if it's a draw? It's 3, I guess he would stay then, because it's 3 in every location. Okay. And that means I presume you don't trigger the special, because he hasn't actually moved. I'm not sure. Anyway, he gets 1 face down boost card. If that attack dealt 3 or more damage, you have to discard the card. It did not, so it just gave him a boost card plus 2 damage. And that's a start. Oh, and then stunned. Well, it doesn't stun him, but it puts him halfway to being stunned. There, collecting them like Pokeballs. Then, we're going to... Do I use the last... Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'll use up the last thing on Surveillance Team. Remove 1 on this. And then I do have Global Logistics in hand. We're going to use Defense Mechanism at some point. Probably when we go to block. I'll use up the other Global Logistic to equip the Web Shooter. So I have options. So Web Shooter over there with 3 on it. Because I've got the constant defending is nightmare. But I'm going to definitely have to, because he's getting 2 boost cards this turn. But I'm going to trigger Defense Mechanism to give me Tough. And that will actually fully confuse him as well. So then I can have a turn flipping down. Yeah, this sort of kind of works. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I still don't feel like I'm making much forward momentum. Another Web Shot. Spider-Woman, 2 government liaisons. Okay, there you go. So, 1 threat on each of the main schemes. Done, done, done. He's attacking for 2 boost cards. So he's attacking for 3. Oh, if this activation is an attack, it gets plus 2 boost for this attack, and the attack gains overkill, so that's a 2 boost, so it's 4 currently, but he gets 2. 4 plus move the glider counter to the main scheme with the most threat and place 1 threat on it. It's a draw, so I guess I get to pick. I'll just go down there. So anyway, I'm triggering Defensive Mechanism by deciding to block again. I forgot to write Miles after my turn ended, but I'm triggering Defense Mechanism, so the Tough eats it. And then Norman gets confused because he has 2 confused on him. So that sort of worked out. Then he did an attack, so he would move to the lowest threat area, which is now Midtown Manhattan. Take 2 indirect damage. I'm going to take the 2 damage because I'm flipping down next turn. Now watch the encounter card deal damage to me and I lose. No, it's keeping secrets. Well, I'm going to flip down. I'm already tapped though, so what can I do about that? You have to exhaust him to remove Keeping Secrets from the game. Or choose. Discard Genki Lee and Jefferson Davis from play. If neither was discarded this way, this card gains Surge. Discard this obligation. Oh, I think I have to do that then, because I actually can't, because I'm tapped, so I can't discard it the other way. So never mind, I'm still technically in this form, but it gains Surge. Limitless Supply. Each tech attachment gains Surge, and then it's got an extra encounter card, and it has 5 threat on it. Wow! Yeah, this got dialed up to 11, huh? Good grief, look at this mess. Okay, let's see. This is where we pull it all back. We're going to use a resource off of Web Shooter to generate a wildcard resource. And also use up one of those 2 government liaisons in order to do Web Shot on Goblin. Paying with an energy 1 because a wildcard can count as whatever. So it's 4 damage plus an actual 2 because it's Venom Blast. So it's 6, leaving him on 4 in form 1. We're doing a pretty good job hitting him. It's just everything else that's happening around him. And it also actually stuns him, because that's his second stun. So he is stunned and confused now. So there is that. That's promising. And then, let's see. I think I'm going to use up these 2 to pay for Spider-Woman. She normally costs 3, but there's a confused enemy on the field, so she costs 2. I'll put her... I'll move Sky Destroyer. Although, speaking of which, she has the shield keyword, so we'll tap that and do 2 damage to Goblin. Oh, wait, also, first that... Well, I'll do the 2 damage, but that took 4 damage, so that's doing something. So, he did take a big amount of damage. He gets a boost card, but because it was more than 3 or more, it gets discarded. So, that's 1 less boost card, and he's not going to use it up no matter what he does immediately, because he is stunned and confused. Okay, I can actually knock him down to form 2, because Spider-Woman can attack. Is that something I want? I don't know what happens when he goes down to form 2 is the scary part. So let's find out! She takes 2 consequential damage for that. So, Goblin... Oh, he's got so much garbage on his card. This is a very messy play area type of fight. So, get out of there. So, let me see. So he's got a boost on all those status cards in a second. He has Tough now, okay, and he has 18 health. Let me see, there's 18, and he has Tough along with everything else he's got. When revealed, deal 2 face-down encounter cards to each player. Well, that's probably a game over type situation right there, that's good. Okay, so I have 2 encounter cards. Excellent. And then anything else? Claim the throne. After he activates against you, move the glider counter to the main scheme with the least threat. No, that's the same. So he's still got a boost card. He's Tough now, and he is stunned and confused, but I'm going to have 3 encounter cards. I'm going to flip down, and because I'm flipping down, I get to pull back one of my cards. I'm going to pull back a Web Shot to try and deal damage to him, so I'm just going to shuffle that in real quick, which is our power when we flip down to Miles. There's so much stuff in the way. Yeah, okay, there. It is so messy. Alright, we're drawing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jefferson Davies, Homeland Intervention, Strength, Swing in, Arachnobanics, and the other Web Shooter. Alright, let's see if we can handle all this nonsense, shall we? Oh, we're actually getting 4 encounter cards, because that's producing another one, so yeah, we're probably about to lose. 1 threat on each of the main schemes. So, I'm going to take those 2 away and replace it with a 3. 1 and 1. That stays as is. He attempts to scheme, but he is actually confused, so he doesn't move either, as far as I'm aware, because you don't actually draw cards or anything. The confused just goes away. And then encounter cards. Also, the boost card doesn't proc yet. So, 4 encounter cards. 2 we had already, 1 naturally, plus 1 from Limitless Supply. Yeah, and also because he didn't do anything proper, I don't think this moves at all. Which in turn I think means you don't do a special condition, but I think we're about to lose enemies, so it doesn't matter. Attached to the villain, he gets 2 bomb counters. After the villain attacks you, remove 1 bomb counter and you take 2 indirect damage plus 1 damage. Where am I meant to put this? I'll need to equip it once all these are out of the way. Remote navigation. When revealed, if Advanced Glider is in play, the villain activates against you. If it's not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Advanced Glider and reveal it. Okay, dokie. Advanced glider. Let's see if I can find it. Because we haven't seen it yet, as far as I'm aware. Yep, there it is. Okay, that seems nasty. Just shuffling this up again. So, advanced glider. Attach to the main villain. After the attached villain activates against you, it activates against you again, once per round. Hero action. Discard any number of attack cards from your hand with a combined resource cost of 3 or more to get rid of that card. Yeah, he's powering up like a Super Saiyan. This is going to be bad. Attached to the villain, he gets +1 boost icon. Aha! Okay, and then the fourth one, it's a Thrall. Okay, dokie. There's not enough room here for all the rubbish he's got connected to his person. So I can't make this cleaner. This is just our life now. So yeah, I'm going to use one on web shooter. I was looking for, is it at all possible to do 18 damage? It's obviously not. And I'm going to use that wildcard resource to get out the other web shooter. So we have that as options. And then Miles is definitely recovering 4. Put him up to 7, although again I don't think that's going to save him, but he is going to use that, and he is then going to flip up, but he's tapped. Then we start doing stuff. But what stuff? That's the rub. We'll use Homeland Intervention +1 off the other web shooter that I just put down in play. So that's both of them used. In order to do Swing In, and we'll say the wildcard resource is the one needed to proc Venom Blast. Spider Camouflage, I mean. So that's remove 4 threat from a scheme. We'll remove from this one because it's got the most. Wait, no, I'll remove from this one. Let's try and get rid of that to reduce number of encounter cards. So that's 4, plus I get to get a tough, and I put 1 confused back on Norman. Fine. Then now interesting, when a card says like deal additional damage, is that a new instance of damage? It probably isn't, right? But I just realized I can use Spider-Woman to get rid of his tough, so I will. So Spider-Woman tries to attack him. That's her consequential damage capped. That does remove his tough. He's under there somewhere, I promise. And then that means we can use Jefferson Davis to use Arachnobatics, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy has a stun, deal 3 additional damage. If that enemy has a confused, deal 3 additional damage. So 6, that's 8 damage, which is actually pretty good. 8 damage, because he has all the status effects, even if he's not currently afflicted by one. He still has it on his card. So that puts him at 10 health remaining. I have a strength card in hand I can't do anything with. I didn't play a shield card this turn, unfortunately, so we couldn't get 2 chip damage. Now let me just think about this. He's getting 1 extra boost, but I'm going to eat that with tough. He's getting 2 encounter cards. He's hitting for an absolutely insane amount of damage, but tough will absorb it, is the thing. So in theory, I should be safe. So, this one's up to 5, so let me just do 5, but then it gets +1. You get +1, and you have a 5 as well, so I'll just take away 4. So that's 1 on the main schemes. Oh yeah, ready up, because my turn is over. Drawn 4 new cards, oops, because I have the double strength still in hand. Almost out of cards. I would have to be another encounter card if I live another turn. Arachnobatics, you know, with this hand, I could actually kill him if I don't die here, but I think I'm going to die here. Oh, I totally forgot he has guard. I totally forgot he had guard, so I wasn't allowed to attack him at all there. He's got enough garbage on his side. I'm just going to ignore guard for now. I'm curious if I can actually do enough damage if I live through this. So anyway, he's attacking for 3, 4, plus 2 indirect damage, which will still go through afterwards. And then, what is the advanced glider? How does that proc damage? If the attack villain activates against you, it does it again. Oh, he's attacking twice, plus the one with Venom on it is another one, so that's 4, 5, 7. You hit for 7, tough absorbs it. Glider moves here, and I'm going to put 2 on there. Actually, I guess I can choose because it was, but I'm still putting 2 on it regardless. Someone is trying to get my attention. I'll look at that in a second once we get this over and done with. Alright, what did I do? I've done his attack, but the glider... Oh, then I take 2 indirect damage from the bomb, so I'm down to 5. And then he is attacking me, so there's 1 bomb use. He attacks again because his glider gives him a free second attack, which is not fair at all, but hey. So he's hitting for a base of 4 again, so I'm dead for sure. He's hitting for 4 plus a special ability, so I would just add 2 more. But he's hitting for a base of 4 plus... Yeah, I actually live from that, but then the indirect damage from the bombs, assuming they proc twice, would kill me. Would they? After the villain attacks you? Yeah, it doesn't say it's limited to once per round, so the bomb proccing again would take me out. So it's like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but it's the bad end version. Oops. I am going to play one more turn with the hand I have, because I'm curious if I could have killed him. And the answer is yeah. If I had lived through that turn, I actually would have beat him. And that's despite the symbiote being there, although that ignores the turn where I forgot the symbiote was there. But I can take out the symbiote this turn by doing web shot, because that's 4 damage. Pay for it with that. That would take him out, so I'm free to attack Goblin. I need to do 10 damage. I would do Arachnobatics. He has all the status effects. So that is 6, that's 8 out of the 10 needed. And then I could use both web shears to do the other web shot in hand to hit him for 4 again, plus Venom Blast, so that's actually 6. So yeah, if I had lived through that last turn, I would have won. Just barely, but sadly not. That he just got too much gear from a turn where like no villain turn should have him getting 4 encounter cards. That felt like Ronin all over again. It was fine other than that. I do remember him just being that ridiculous when we tried him online. He just kept getting buffs from the gear. The Goblin gear I think is the optional encounter cards though. One of the modules is optional. Let me just double check there. Yeah, the Goblin gear is modular, so you can actually swap that out for some other one of your choice. And I would highly recommend doing that because it's not a fair set. It makes him too powerful. No, you should not be getting double turned against, especially when there's encounter cards that essentially give him a double turn as well. So in some instances he could have a triple turn. So yeah, that would not be very fair. But hey, I beat him the next turn, so I'm still taking that. And after defeating Venom Goblin, we have reached the end of the scenario. They're talking to Nick Fury, blah 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 blah. Is there a little cliffhanger for the next set? I don't think so. No, there's not. Just if you were actually playing with campaign rules. It might have also been easier if you played it as a linked campaign, so you had a bunch of buffs from doing the previous missions, but I don't like playing them as linked. It's too much extra stuff to remember. But, yeah, Norman has been arrested, the Venom symbiote has been recovered, all that good stuff. So, the scenario box after this one was the start of the big kind of mutant wave that they did. I think it was 3 boxes about mutants. The X-Men, Brotherhood of Mutants, Apocalypse, etc, etc. So eventually, once we get on to the next one, we'll start seeing a lot of mutants. This box has been my favourite. Even though Venom Goblin is not particularly well balanced, the rest of the fights, scenarios felt great. I liked all those villains. So yeah, I think this has moved up to the top of the list for me in terms of best so far. And Miles' default deck is really good, which is rare, because up until now most default decks have been lacking. His actually feels really good. Mostly because of his like innate cards and innate powers just being quite powerful. But yeah, he's really good. This has been the best scenario box. I then put Rise of the Red Skull underneath that. Then Mad Titan Shadow, and dead last, down at the bottom in the Trash Heap, Galaxy's Most Wanted. That's how I would rate the boxes we've played so far on the channel. But you can go check those out if you want. And yeah, these are definitely villains in this box I'll happily play again in the future. I enjoyed all those ones except Venom Goblin. Hope you enjoyed. At some point we'll be back with more Marvel Champions. Not sure when, but hope you'll come back and see it when it's there. Thank you for watching if you have watched the series, and until next time, ta-ta for now.